Finally, here is my #1 player in my JV24 for my top players entering the 2024 season. That's cornerback out of Michigan, Will Johnson. In a sense, Will Johnson is effectively a perfect prospect. At 6'2", 203 pounds, Johnson has rare size. That also means he has great length, which allows him to win in press coverage and get to balls to break them up and intercept them where other smaller DBs wouldn't. The best cornerbacks are able to excel in both man and zone situations. The Michigan defense asks Will Johnson to do exactly that. It is a full, deep playbook, and oftentimes they bring pressure, which leaves Johnson on an island. But when you study the tape, Johnson looks extremely comfortable in the highest pressure situations. The best corners have a blend of patience but urgency when the ball is in the air. I go back to the Ohio State game when he's one-on-one versus Marvin Harrison Jr. And there's a great clip out there showing Johnson's film study and football IQ. He mentioned that he looked at Marvin's pre-snap alignment and said, oh, this has to be a slant. So already he knew where the ball was going pre-snap. That's where Johnson was patient after the ball was snapped, but urgent to the point of attack, allowed him to drive on the football, beat Marvin to his spot, and resulted with an interception in the biggest moment. But then you have clips like his interception versus Minnesota earlier in the year. Johnson is playing outside the numbers to the wide side of the field. He reads the route concept, knowing there's an outbreaking route coming his way, bails on his man outside, drives on the ball, intercepts it, and takes the ball to the house. Those are two great examples of the fluidity in Johnson's game. Some cornerbacks are limited and can't play against bigger, stronger receivers. That's not Johnson, again pointing to his size. Some bigger corners aren't quick enough or fast enough to win against the receivers that change direction at a high level. Again, that's not Johnson. And in the biggest moments, Johnson seems to elevate. I think back to the national championship game against Washington. Elite quarterback in Michael Penix, elite receiving corps for the Huskies. And yet there's Johnson reading the quarterback's eyes, coming up to make a catch. He gets hit at the point of attack, bobbles it, and goes down to make an acrobatic finish on the sideline. Of course, that's his coverage skills. Johnson is also an above average tackler. What we know is there's a number of elite defenses in the Big Ten Conference. Michigan will be in that conversation as one of the best once again. And any great defense needs a #1 corner. Michigan has the best in college football in Will Johnson.